Hardlands Media. Oh, so I mean, obviously, I'm kind of going off a tangent. So I'm pretty sure you got a question of how Hardlands Media got started, or do you want to
Well, yeah, that's exactly kind of way evolution of Hardlands, secrets to building an indie channel were really the next notes that I had. So you're just segueing and you're making it really easy to do an interview without having to actually ask the question. So,
all right, hold on. First,
this is what happens when you get the professional interviewer on camera with you. He can't help but do the interview himself of himself. I love this guy. That's why I love this guy. So again, Night Riding with Kit. One of the things we need to do for you, by the way, is we need to get you a thumbnail for when you go live in your late nights, and give it a title, Night Riding with Kit, and then you give it a title, and that becomes the show.
Yeah, that would be great.
And that was actually I got to give Reef credit on that one. So Night Riding with Kit is 100% the name of your evening late night stream. Should be.
You know what? I will never forget was the thing with David Hasselhoff with Kit the Night Rider, because I used to get that. I mean, of course, there's always Kit Kat bar. Give me a break. And by the way, there's 400 different flavors of Kit Kats in Japan. So for those of you who don't know, there's
I do.
Kit Kat strawberry cake, Kit Kat tea, Kit Kat coffee, Kit Kat orange. You get a whole bunch of different flavors of Kit. So ladies, if you want all the flavors.
The many flavors of
Kit.
Kit.
Your boy Kit.
Love it.
So there you go. And then of course, there's Night Rider. So I mean, maybe so, but I'll never forget how the voice of Night Rider would give sarcastic comments not only to Michael Knight, but even to some of the occasional women guests, like, says you, woman. Says you, woman. or is it at, I don't think that works, Michael. So there you go. But no, shout out. I love that show because that was, yeah, like now that show has a special place in my heart. And Mona Carmona saying, the many flavors of Kit. That's right, Mona. That's a fact. Always be right here. Heart.
Oh, look at that. That's a nice.
So there we go.
Beautiful. So yes, formation of Hardlands. So you guys were in the Wells Fargo Center. You go home after you saw the election happen, and you saw TYT completely sell out. You watched Jimmy and Anna scream at each other. Look, I was getting big into TYT then too. I'll sadly, kind of admit, but they were different network kind of then. I mean, they were, they started just as Democrats right afterwards, and we were at least inspired, just like you were. And hey, let's find some non-corrupted candidates. We'll put some of these people in office. We'll start to change this, and we'll start to put some pressure on Nancy, as you like to say. And
no.
Go ahead. I'll let you.
Nancy.
That's right.
Nancy Pelosi. Nancy.
So that being said, because I'm going to steal all your catchphrases now, we, you come to 2017. Daniel says 100,000 people are going to do the same thing. There's a 100% chance it's going to fail, and you say you're in. So how do you start? Do you guys start just kind of live streaming from your own houses with webcams like this? Did you get studio space? How did you start?
When they say work smarter, not harder, we worked harder, maybe a little not smarter. What we did was we started off on the streets and the sidewalks of Chicago. We went out and covered the activist groups, the organizers, the candidates that were setting up rallies. We were on the streets of Chicago. That's how we got started.
Love it.
We were uploading content, doing live streams. We were out there on the grind. We were marching with all these wonderful people. And mind you, look, I know things are different now with how we're doing Hardlands Media, but we do want to go back out there and have a true dedicated team to actually cover those things properly. But that's what Daniel Lupker and I did with the Galaxy S7 cell phone. That's what we did.
Fucking awesome.
And it was gradual over time how we do it. And before we got our first studio space, I'll never forget these words. I don't know why I'm kind of start tearing up now. Why am I? Maybe because I miss it. I miss being on the field a little bit. I mean, it's a lot of it's not fun. It's the adrenaline. But we were in Oak Park, and I'll leave this person's name anonymous because I want to protect her identity and all that good stuff, right? But what she said to us wasn't shocking or anything. She turned to us and said, "I've seen you guys all over the place covering these activist groups and organizers. You're doing such great work. Where are your people from NBC and CBS? We were in Oak Park covering like a $15 minimum wage. Where are they at? We've reached out to them. You're the only ones here. What's going on?" And I said to her, "Well, we don't know anyone in any of the Chicago affiliates. And we don't know anyone there. But we are here. We are here."
Mm-hmm.
And she said to us, "Yes, you are here. And I won't forget it."
Mm.
And that meant something. I mean, I didn't know I made an impact on a person like that we are here. Hardlands Media's here. And we were nowhere near where we're at now. And of course, YouTube silencing us. That's a whole other thing. We'll get into that later. But it meant something. It really, really meant something, where she said, "I'm so happy you are here at least." We did that, and we were doing this for a while. And then our wonderful colleague, Lainey Peterson, hooked up with us. And she said, "Hey, guys, why don't you get back onto radio?" And
Right.
Daniel and I were like saying, "Okay, let's do it. Let's get onto radio." And that's when we first started at Q4 Radio. And it was such an adrenaline to be back on the radio program. And we're only on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Sadly, we never got our analytics. We kept asking for almost a whole year, how many people are tuning in to a radio station? And, you know, and again, for those people who are going to wondering like where we're at now, like there's reasons why we wanted to get our own space, because we just got tired of managers and people telling us what the fuck to do, especially when we're on radio, because we ran into so many, at least higher tier activists, you know, organizers who were telling us, "Well, you need to do this, you need to do that. Maybe you two shouldn't be running Hardlands. Maybe you should have us get involved." And I'm like, "Well, you didn't found this thing, and you don't even know what we really got to do." Because eventually we got into another radio station, and then we got into CAN TV, a public access television network, which we're back on right now. But during that time, that was a pretty big deal, because we knew nothing about running a radio station or having to run a TV series. And we had about 3 seasons on CAN TV. And that was a lot of fun. That was some really big earth-shattering stuff right there, because I never thought I'd have a TV show or 2 radio programs. And the thing is, it started to get real annoying when we had a lot of people tell us that you need to do this, you need to do that, and maybe you need to watch what you say about Democrats. Maybe you need to watch what you say about this group or that group. Maybe you need to be more like NBC. Maybe you need to be more like CNN. And you see where this is going. And Daniel and I were not having any of that, because it's one thing to be looking on the outside and be like, okay, maybe I do something a little bit different than these guys. But don't be an armchair general and start telling people, here's how you need to run your program. And when we finally got onto YouTube, because we got tired of really the radio stations and TV not really telling us stuff. Well, wait, more or less, the TV station was all right, but the radio programs, we were just kind of being left in the loop. So Daniel and I decided, okay, we need to do our own thing. And we need to get a space of our own to where no one is telling us what the hell to do. And that was important. We didn't want anyone to tell us what to do. So we started the show in Daniel's apartment, just doing the show. So it was myself, Daniel Upker, and a few other people. Kira and Lainey joined us, of course. We had a few other individuals as well. But after that was done, you know, we couldn't just be doing the show at Daniel's apartment. You know, it's just that's not what we wanted to do. So we wanted to get our own studio space that would be more legit. So this is where the wonderful, incredible Mona Carmona probably remembers us. That's where we got into our studio space way up on the north side with the Brown Line Station. So that's where a lot of people might remember us from, with the fake brick wall right behind us. I think we all remember that. Yeah, that's studio space. Or do you remember that or no?
I don't know if I remember that. I didn't come on really till about 2020.
Oh, really? Well, no. We still had the fake brick.
Yeah, the fake brick wall. I do remember in the studio space. Sure.
Yeah. So that was our space, and that was our first studio space where we had everything going on. And in 2019, especially in 2019, early 2020, I mean, things were looking good for Hard Lens. We were growing, we were expanding, but then came our first strike from YouTube. That's when the internet suppression really started to take place, and the censorship really got out of control. And so we had to reevaluate how we run our studio, and that's when we created the parent company for Hard Lens, which was 99 Perspectives. And so 99 Perspectives, if anyone wants to check it out, especially if you know anyone in the city of Chicago that wants to do their own programming or show, go to 99perspectives.tv. We are creating our own radio station, and we have our own different studio sets on our 5th floor view of the city of Chicago, which is downright incredible. I love that spot.
Oh, already. I love the pictures that you take from there, and the video that you shoot beforehand. It's gorgeous,
dude. I mean, I literally love that spot. That plus it's free. We got our own parking spot, and just like a little inside joke, like for me, for parking, it's difficult. And I'm so glad I got a space where an area where I can park and not have a headache. I mean, that's the best freaking feeling in the world. Getting a parking spot and not looking for a half hour on where the hell to park, because that's just driving me nuts.
Is there a sign? Is there a sign on your parking spot, or is it painted? Does it say?
No. But someday, someday there's going to be a parking spot for Kit Cabello. Park here and you will die under the severest terms.
Right.
So there you go. But so Daniel Upker created 99 Perspectives, and we wanted to at least create a network where, look, if news is going to be suppressed, we're going to create other channels that can at least help out the studio and help out Hard Lens Media in the long run. And again, shout out to our wonderful Patreon supporters that have been building up our network and have been supporting us in the long run. I know we read your name out loud a lot of times in the show, but seriously, the Patreon supporters are what's keeping us alive. And now we have about, give me a minute here. We have Hard Lens Media, Chicago Corner, Chicago Reacts, Chicago Reacts Music TV, Chicago Plays. We've got about 5 channels.
99 Perspectives?
Under 99 Perspectives, yeah.
So they have their own channel too, 99 Perspectives? Not yet?
Yes and no. Yes and no. But it's just 99 Perspectives is the name of our studio, which controls everything in our spot. And so now we've been stagnant at the number of 39,700 subscribers. Yep. And it's been like that for a while. And I'm just going to give you just a little statement that was given to us by somebody who is very authoritative, someone who is very reliable, and someone who has been a good friend of our show. Basically, what this individual said, in all reality, if you were not suppressed, Hard Lens Media at the bare minimum would be at 250K subscribers.
It's
and
upsetting.
This person, I'm going to keep them anonymous, said it was absolute confidence. Like, here's how you're getting screwed over. And they talked this over to us with Daniel Upker and myself. And, on the one side, we're like, oh, shit. We will never see that number in our lifetime because, one, we started really late in the game for YouTube. And on the other hand, it's just like that. It's a really tough game. So even when I say on the show, I want to see more citizen journalists, I know for a lot of people, especially starting off now, it's a tough thing to do, but we need to see more citizen journalists in this country nationwide, no matter what state you're in, we need to have more accountability because corporate media is nothing more than a neoliberal nightmare. And I'm really happy where we're at right now for Hard Lens, but my main goal is to get us to grow even larger to where, ideally I would like us to be at 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So thankfully we're on Odysee. Thankfully we're on Rockfin and on Twitch as well, but it's still not enough. And it's just a situation where, we know things would be different if YouTube and big tech and corporate media and our two-party system weren't on the super fast rush of censorship. And it's just been a very tough road to be on. And now recently, I think a lot of people notice that Daniel's not on the show as much because I'm right now running Hard Lens and he's now running all the behind the scenes for Hard Lens and 99 Perspective. So he's taking care of all that. So all of Hard Lens and Chicago Corner are under my control. And my goal is at least get Hard Lens Media to be stable to where we can grow and hopefully we meet our Patreon goal as well. But also at the same time too, grow Chicago Corner because in 2023, we're going to have our city municipal elections. And it's becoming very difficult to be a content creator on that platform for YouTube, which once used to be a full-on meritocracy.
Yeah, yeah.